In the spring, your student took CMAS, the Colorado Measures of Academic Success. CMAS is the only assessment given to all Colorado students that measures what students should know and be able to do at the end of each grade in math, English language arts, and science. You should have received a student performance report with your students' results from this test. This video will walk you through some of the key parts of this report. Student performance on CMAS is shown on a scale as a number between 650 and 850, based on Colorado's grade level expectations for each subject area. Your student's percentile rank is shown here, indicating the percentage of students your student scored higher than. As an example, a student scoring at the 41st percentile scored higher than 41% of Colorado students. Your student's scale score is also shown as a large black diamond on the blue graph. The scale is divided into 4 performance levels: partially met expectations, approached expectations, met expectations, and exceeded expectations. The section of the scale where your student's diamond lands is their performance level. This level represents their understanding of Colorado's grade level expectations within the subject. The arrows around the diamond show where your student may have scored if the test was taken multiple times. If your student's diamond is to the left of one of the smaller diamonds, that means your student scored lower than that average. If your student's diamond is to the right of one of the smaller diamonds, that means your student scored higher than that average. Now, let's review your student's performance level in science. Your student approached expectations. This means your student may be able to use the periodic table to describe patterns in chemical reactions, describe familiar examples of the role of DNA and chromosomes, and identify changes in stars over their lifetimes. They may benefit from additional support to meet expectations at the next grade level. More information about your student's performance level is included on the bottom of page 1. Let's go to page 2 of the report, where you can learn how your student performed in different areas within science. The table in this section shows how your student performed in the areas of physical science, life science, earth and space science, and science and engineering practices. The right side of the table is divided into 3 sections, showing lower than average, average, and higher than average performance for the entire state. About 70% of student scores across the state fell within the gray-shaded section of the scale. The large blue diamond on this scale represents your student's performance in a particular area of science. If your student's score is in the gray section, they scored similarly to most Colorado students. If your student's score is to the left of the gray section, your student scored lower than most Colorado students, and your student may benefit from additional focus in this area. If your student's score is to the right of the gray section, your student scored higher than most Colorado students, and this area may be a relative strength. There are also smaller black diamonds, representing average scores in each reporting area, indicating the average performance for your student's school, district, and state. Additional information related to each science area is included in the tables and graphs on this page that provide you with a deeper understanding of your student's achievement. Now that you know how your student is doing in science, we encourage you to discuss these results with your student's teacher. You may want to ask questions such as, what types of support is my student receiving in class? And what can I be doing at home to encourage my students' learning? They may be able to provide you with resources to use with your student at home to further their learning. Thank you for letting us support your students' education and for taking time to learn more about their CMAS results.